good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate. We begin with the big spotlight on the vaccine policy and status of vaccination on ground yet again. It is now confirmed, viewers, what we initially suspected about 3 weeks ago, that June 21st was merely an outlier in terms of daily vaccination when we almost hit the number of 1 crore vaccine doses being administered on one day. That was the first day under the new policy where center is responsible for all procurement, and it made big headlines. But the pace through the rest of that week came down significantly, almost to a third of what we saw on June 21st. And since then, it has dropped even further. I'll give you one example of how there are, big spikes and then long lulls when it comes to vaccination in different states. Madhya Pradesh, for example, created a record by vaccinating 1.7 million people on June 21st. It has been able to vaccinate only 2.6 million people in the first 12 days of July. So it's not even managed to do what it did on one day in June than what it has done in 12 days of July. That is the variation that a lot of other states are also looking at. But the average daily vaccination has fallen by 42% in the week that just went by as compared to the week starting June 21st when the new policy kicked in. And so now states after state, they are raising and making noise again, raising this issue again. Delhi says they've run out of Covishield doses and that the center only gives them stock for 1 day or 2 days, which makes it extremely difficult to manage. Maharashtra says we have a capacity of 15 lakh, but we're only able to give 2 to 3 lakh doses. People are queuing up in huge numbers in many states, but the doses are not available. Odisha had to halt its vaccine drive in 24 out of 30 districts. And they will only now get their next consignment for Covishield on July 15th. Madhya Pradesh, I told you the big difference, 17 lakh jabs on June 21st and 26 lakh jabs in 12 days. Rajasthan, just like Maharashtra, is also saying our capacity is 15 lakh doses to be given every day, but we're only giving 1.75 lakh doses every day because that's what we're getting. Tamil Nadu has about little less than 4 lakh doses left. They repeatedly write to the center seeking more and more. Tamil Nadu was one of those states that was really slow initially, keeping in mind that it was election bound at that time, but it has picked up pace significantly in the last few weeks and they're asking for more and more. Telangana sources suggest that they don't know when they're going to get their next stock. Kerala, again, there is a huge mismatch in the demand and supply. So we've got reports now coming in, even from BJP governed states where centers don't have vaccines enough for the people who are lining up, hence the long queues. Amidst all of this, the new health minister has lashed out at states and slammed them for what he says is creating panic. He says that the states have been given batch-wise information in advance. They know in advance about how many doses will they be getting and when. He says states have been informed in advance so that they can plan their ground distribution and vaccination better. But despite the information, we are seeing long queues at vaccine centers. Now, drive management is the state's responsibility. So how is it the center's fault? And leaders are making confusing statements. They need to introspect. Essentially, the central government is saying that you know what you're going to get, you plan it right, you pace it out, you accordingly inform the citizens, you accordingly make slots available and vaccinate people. If there are only 12 crore doses that were available in June, we obviously can't vaccinate 20 crore. If there are only 13.5 crore doses that will come in for July, there is no point in state after state saying we want 1 crore dose each. It's not going to happen. But is there anything else which is going wrong in this new system? Or is it, like Center said, states not managing it right? Let's say good evening to the panelists who are joining us on this conversation. Charu Pragya of the BJP. Anjali Rai, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, Aishwarya Mahadev of the Congress Party, Lata Mishra, assistant editor for the Times Group, very closely tracks this space, joining us this evening. In fact, let me first up go across to Aishwarya. Aishwarya, the center seems to suggest we are giving you all the information, we are telling you when how many doses you will get. Who's asking the states to go and use up 50% of the supply on day one and then for 29 days say we don't have supply? Aishwarya, I think you're on mute.
Hi. Good evening, Tanvi. I think there existed a peculiar situation previously where even though there were doses, people were extremely hesitant to be vaccinated. And then came in this idea of where people wanted to be vaccinated and then there was no access. Yes, the health minister today very clearly, very smartly has thrown the onus onto the states, says you are responsible, you are the people that are to ensure proper administration. Fine, well and good. Please blame all the states for shortages where even though the capacity is lax, you're not even giving more than 20,000 doses in some states. But answer this. You have a target of vaccinating 194 crore people by the end of December, according to your new vaccination policy. And now you're telling states manage with the little that we're giving you. But inherently, what you're also doing is you're obviously going to lead to the inevitable failure of your own policy. Blame the states as much as you want, but your procurement has been abysmal. You have not placed orders in time. Your submissions to the Supreme Court in your affidavits also show you the shortage. So if you're saying the states are not managing it, fine. But at some point, as obviously a paternalistic state and the state that has responsibility over people, Tanvi, the central government should try to procure more or should try and extend license, which they say they will and have done. But currently, all that's happening with this nitpicking and this you and me argument and debate is that you're endangering crores of more lives. And that is what is the most unfortunate outcome of all of this, especially with the whole PR around, oh, the highest record of vaccinations, being administered in one day. And now there are states where you see PHCs don't even have 2 or 3 doses a day. And there are no doses for weeks. And 500 centers have been shut down in certain states. Odisha has nothing. MP, a BJP state, is flagging problems. So please tell us and give us clarity as to how you will fix it, assuming that the states are all completely wrong.
Charu, how will you fix this? You will have to unmute yourself. This is what happened. This is the new trend of pandemic times. Earlier, it was the TV channels and the anchors were blamed for muting the panelists, which now happens by default that they end up muting themselves. Yeah, Charu, go ahead.
That being said, Tanvi, I do miss the studios because it's very difficult to debate in isolation. Sometimes when the connection goes away, it's even more troublesome. But coming back to the topic that we are discussing, the supply of vaccines are in limited numbers, not just in our country, but the world over. So every single vaccine produced in the world is precious and everybody is doing its best to optimize resources, whichever country you want to talk about. Also, there is no equitable distribution of vaccines in the world. We happen to be a country which is lucky enough to make its own vaccine. We happen to be a country which, by the incredible feats of our scientists, have created its own vaccines. And we already know what is the quantity which is going to be made available to every state every month. In fact, twice a month. What I want to ask is, when the state already knows that they will be getting X amount of vaccines, why are they allowing overcrowding in centers? Why are they allowing long queues and mismanagement in centers? Why is it that whatever was made available to you for the longest time was not utilized in the correct way? And because we have a Congress spokesperson with us, I want to ask her, I will name you states and ask you questions. Punjab was actually selling vaccines to the highest bidder from the private sector. Rajasthan was throwing away vaccines in dustbins. Jharkhand, the vaccine wastage crossed 37%. Another reason why we see somewhat of a shortfall in some places several times, Tanvi, is because 25% of the vaccines produced in India are being kept aside for private hospitals to acquire them directly. we've been seeing that this acquisition is not happening. It's not up to the mark. The pace can be sped up, and we have to focus on that. And there has been discussion about how state governments can help hospitals in their areas to acquire vaccines at a timely pace.
We will come to the private hospitals part in just a bit, because I think that by itself is a significant aspect which is creating problems. The centre has acknowledged it, but it was the centre that decided that 25% quota should be left for the private hospitals. I do have, other panelists also joining us, but quick response from Aishwarya before I go to Sameer Dalwai and Anjali Rai.
I think that what Charu also said obviously comes off a piece of paper from the health ministry where they tell you that states are going to get these many vaccines. For example, Bihar was allowed a tranche officially on paper of 1.50 lakh vaccines, and that was the stock that was supposed to get, but they have not even got 2 or 3% of it. You see that even in Punjab, because vaccination and wastage has been so low, that you also see that they are running out and there's mass vaccination and the centers not allowing them more. What we're saying is there's a massive discrepancy between what the government is saying by giving states and what they are actually giving states. And that is the problem that we're facing. And this is the problem in not only our states, Charu, but also in your own, including Madhya Pradesh and allied states like Odisha. Because on paper, you and your health ministry are giving us wonderful numbers and telling us to manage. But even to manage, our states are not even getting a fraction of that. And that is the inherent problem that you have to answer, which we have not gotten an answer from you or the Honorable Health Minister.
Okay, so we are going to come to allocation also in just a bit, but the larger point, management, a very valid question has been raised by Charu, and I am saying that because from the point of a citizen, from a point of a person in this country who is seeking to get vaccinated, the only question I am asking is, why are there long queues and centers telling us that we don't have vaccines or we've run out of vaccines? If the states know what is their stock availability, if the states know what is there for 1 month, Anjali Rai, is there then a problem on delivery, that you are being told you will get 20 lakh doses on a certain day, but it doesn't reach on that day?
See, if we are having vaccines in our store, is it right to slow down the process of giving jabs to the people and putting their lives into danger? We should try to give vaccination to the people as soon as possible. Why should we delay it? And this is totally a very, very irresponsible statement on Charu's part, that she's saying that the pace should be spread up. Why? We need more vaccines. And if you're not able to provide us with vaccines, that it is your responsibility to provide us. And it's your failure that you are not able to provide us the adequate vaccines. When the vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna, Johnson & Johnson are knocking on the door, you're not giving clearances to them. Whose fault is this?
But that's not, Sameer Dalwai, that is known. We've debated this day in, day out through March, April, May, through the changes in policy, through announcements about imports, through announcements about new manufacturing facilities, and the whole debate about when will we start getting more doses, not before the month of August. Now, at the end of the day, whether you use, Dr. Dalwai, all your stocks on 1 day or 30 days is up to you. But is it fair to then say there is a shortage when you've used up what has been given to you?
Good evening, Tanvi. I don't understand what is the problem if you've used up what has been given to you. You vaccinated the people. The real problem here is we are in the middle of a pandemic, not since the last 3 months, but since the last 1 year, 3 to 4 months. We have had bombastic comments like 15th August last year, we will discover and India will inoculate the world. In January, we have had even more bombastic statements saying Corona is over. India has beaten COVID. And we don't need to do anything beyond that. Well, the time the PM was bombasting about this in Davos was the time the rest of the world and their leaders were being very responsible and booking and blocking the quota of vaccines being produced. Guess where? In India. Whereas we were saying that we have already conquered Corona. So the problem is not that you have an issue today and you order for a vaccine in the afternoon and you will get it tomorrow. The problem has been right from the time December and January, since the vaccines came out and we failed to block our category or quota of vaccines. That was the problem. Now look at this. There is an epidemic act in prevalence in the country. that gives the entire control for the health situation to the union government as opposed to the non-epidemic times where the state government is involved. Initially, they said we will procure the vaccines and we'll give it to the states, and it is the great Prime Minister's Yojana that is being done, and we'll put his photograph also in it. Great, no problem. You can put his photograph, just give the vaccines. Then, after the disaster of the second wave, where it was managed very badly, we said, no, now we will take it back to us, and we will, or rather, we will give it to the states and let the states deal with it. So when there's a disaster in the country of the second wave, they said, let the states handle the vaccination. The moment the second wave was getting better, and this was on your show, Tanvi, we again saw the government and the PM saying, no, now the center will acquire it and we will give you. And then what is happening? I request my dear friend from the Bharatiya Janata Party to put up a list of how many vaccines are going to be sent to every state, every day, every week, every month. And I suggest, put it up, take us to the court saying that we gave you so many vaccines, but you have not vaccinated your people. And for the very important, vital question that she had in mind, why are people queuing up outside? Oh my God, it's the situation is not known. That let me tell you that the entire country is worried, afraid, and fearful of this pandemic. And they want their best to get the vaccines, because you know what? There are hoardings put up on the bus stop outside saying that the Prime Minister has promised free vaccines to all. This has not been put up by the government of Maharashtra, by the way. So when we have advertised this, that one particular leader of the country is going to vaccinate everybody free, how can you prevent them from turning up with their entire innocent expectation and optimism? This is entirely the fault of the Prime Minister. And I would request that if you have it in evidence that we have wasted the vaccine, Maharashtra, let me tell you, the Health Minister of Maharashtra has made a public statement saying that we can vaccinate 15 lakh people a day. That is the infrastructure the state has. How many are we able to? 2 to 3 lakhs. Please put it up, how much stock you have sent Maharashtra. My last point, Madhya Pradesh, state ruled by the BJP at the state level. On 21st June, you have a world record. Excuse me, please try and see what were the vaccines given on the week before 21st June. And you have this entire macabre scheme of not giving vaccines on the previous 7 days. So 21st, guess what? You can make a world record, because this is what the Prime Minister does. Overnight declare demonetization, overnight declare that, and create huge PR events. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't work.
So, in fact, Dr. Dalwai, I started off this debate by saying that it is now clear what we suspected, about the intention on June 21st as the day one of vaccination. Obviously, that has not been sustained and wasn't sustainable because we don't have the doses. So, you did 90 lakh on one day. The average for that week, and we were just showing that data for our viewers. For that week, the daily average was about 52 lakh, which was still good, considering what we were looking at in April. But since then, and even May, but since then, it's come down, and now we are back to those same levels of 33 lakh average doses every day. Yes, Charu Pragya wants to respond, and then we go to our expert who's on this panel. Yeah.
Tanvi, while I have respect for my co-panelist because he's a doctor and I'm sure he understands the medical implications of vaccines very well, he's also a politician and he has completely whitewashed what Maharashtra government has done, including the current latest scam where you don't even know who's going around vaccinating people. Your police has not been able to investigate it. And why is that? Was those people hand in gloves with your government? Is that what was happening? And when you talk about management, sir, especially in terms of PR, your chief minister is world's best chief minister. And I cannot remind you of this often enough. You have seen how you have handled COVID from the first day when crowds were there outside Bandra terminus till recently where strangers are going around stealing vaccines and maybe giving fake vaccines to our citizens. So let's not get into this. It's very easy to do this tutu meme politically, and we have to remember, like I said, the pace of vaccination is going up. So when you take a leap from the month of May to the month of June, we doubled it. And in the month of June, if some 11.5 crore vaccines were available for our citizens, in July that has gone up to 13.5 crore. So can we not on one issue at least work together for our citizens, because if you want to actually talk about facts and numbers, then I am sorry, sir, Maharashtra ranks number one from the bottom. And now I want to also respond to what the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson was saying. Yes, well, vaccinations we've been discussing, but on the day that we've all been talking about, the 21st of June, do you know Delhi was the state which did not even utilize all the vaccines which had which was with the state of Delhi. So you're keeping vaccines in reserve. You're not giving it to the people. Moving on, for every single
But
thing,
that's a counterproductive argument, Charu Pragya, because the center now seems to be telling the states to keep the vaccines in reserve. Charu, now the center is saying, so pace it out. Don't finish it off in the first week. Space it out through the month. You know what you're going to get. So then, then you can't turn around and say, now why are you sitting on vaccine doses? But let me bring in Lata Mishra for a couple of issues that have been raised.
Can I come in?
No, just let me go to Lata first. Lata, there seems to be a very basic question that people are asking, that if we are clearer on doses availability, we know when the doses are coming in, then why is it that there are still long queues outside the vaccine centers? Is it because we're not able to factor in appointments plus walk-ins? What's going on?
Can I please come in?
I think Dr. Samir want to say something, but Dr. Dalwai, I think you had rightly pointed out a lot of things, and I agree with Dr. Samir Dalwai, whatever he said. Here, the question which you have asked me about the queues outside the hospital. Yes, being a health journalist, even I go to hospitals and I keep visiting these hospitals and found out that how many people are actually they're coming there, want to get vaccinated. There is absolutely no vaccines available, and that's why there's long queue outside these hospitals. I'll tell you I'll give you a very small example of a BKC hospital. So there is a BKC Jumbo Center where how many vaccines they are getting every day? 200. 200 vaccines, and how many people are coming there? 1,000. Now tell me, when 200 vaccines they are getting, but however they can vaccinate on single day, they can vaccinate 5,000 people. They have the capacity. They have the kind of manpower. They have the entire center is like converted into a vaccine center where they can in 2 shifts they can vaccinate 10,000 people. Right now they are vaccinating only 200 people because they are getting 200 doses. Now tell me why you are saying why the queues are there. This is the reason, because people are coming there and they were told that there is no vaccines available. Sometimes even they try to do their luck, whether if suppose there is if you can walk in, we can go there, if you can get the vaccine. Some people are coming with the hope that we may get the vaccine available there and we can get the vaccination. Sometimes people are getting, they are not able to register themselves. And then they think that let's directly walk in there and maybe we can get the vaccine. But 200 vaccine, how many people they're going to, ultimately they have to send them back. That's what happening. Now, before joining this discussions, I was watching the latest update from the WHO, and what WHO said that right now there are many countries are witnessing the Delta variants, and even including India. So we are very soon we're going to see the third wave. In the Delta plus is already reached in our country. Now we are talking about that vaccination is the only solution so that we should not witness whatever happened in the second wave. Am I right, Mr. Dr. Samir Dalwai is there? I mean, if what do you think? The vaccination is the only solution. And even I remember my last month's conversation with the BMC commissioner. What he said that within a month's time, we will going to vaccinate all Mumbaikars. 1 crore population will be vaccinated within a month's time. Now, how much the vaccination happened in Mumbai?
So okay, you are making a fair point. In fact, let me take that opportunity to emphasize it for our viewers. Let's cut through the clutter of grand statements, whether it's from the central government, the BJP leaders, the state governments, or the commissioners. It doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter what your city or your state's vaccination capacity is. almost every state has a far bigger capacity to give daily doses than the number of doses they are getting. At the end of the day, none of it matters because there aren't those many doses available. And this is what the central government is now telling the states. Plan, Dr. Dalwai, your vaccination on-ground policy bases what you are getting, not what you can do.
Yeah. Hello, Tanvi, can you hear?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, please.
Let me respond to my friend who tried to put up such a valiant defense for something which is undefensible. The issue about increasing numbers, well, it's a proportional that maybe it is twice, but what's the great deal bragging about running at a snail's pace and then trying to be double that? I mean, at best, you are a tortoise. And I know here that we don't want the tortoise. We want the hare. Because my friend Lata just mentioned about the Delta variant knocking on our doors already here. People are in a panic situation because we know that this is going to be a third wave soon. They want the vaccines. I stay on the street where we have Pahadi Municipal School. The school is a center for vaccination. Every day, people from the entire Goregaon area come from all over the place at 5 o'clock in the morning, line up outside, hoping Mera number kab aayega. They have not been invited by the government. That 10,000 people haven't been invited that morning that we are going to vaccinate you. So people who don't know the ground situation should not make such comments which hurt the feeling of those who live on the ground. They come there in the hope that they will get a vaccine today. Nobody's invited them. We haven't told them that we have the dose today. But yet they come in the hope because they see all your posts and all every Prime Minister making big statements that by 31st December we are vaccinating the whole country. Ma'am, please tell me the math. I may not be very good at numbers. Yes, I'm a doctor. Maybe I'm not good at numbers. Maybe you are. You tell me with the numbers you quoted, how are you going to complete at the same pace, like you said, by 31st December vaccinating everybody? In any case, the third wave is expected any time now. So this is not at all about tutu mai, madam. It is not. But it is neither about may, which your Prime Minister keeps doing. So please get rid of that.
Okay.
Get some true experts. Just firing Dr. Harshvardhan is not going to wash off the blame from the rest of the party. And forget the party, it's not going to save the country. What is needed now is dynamic and strong, responsible leadership, which unfortunately your leadership has failed at every time.
Okay, so Aishwarya wants to make a point as well, Dr. Dalwai. Let's get in her comment as well, and then Charu Pragya can respond to both.
You know, taking a feather out of what Dr. Dalwai also said, you know, when it came to India being the nation that produced these vaccines and the research for vaccines, the Prime Minister said meh. When you saw that India was seen as the benevolent God that was giving vaccines to a lot of other countries, the Prime Minister said meh. When in September the government did not order vaccines, even though they were the manufacturing or the destination where these vaccines were being created, and then we saw a shortage, Prime Minister looked at states and said, aap or tum, and you're to blame. And that is what has happened in this country, because what we need to remember is in a country of 1.21 billion people, anybody who cannot even do math has to tell you that if each person requires 2 doses, or at least the above 18 population, which is around 190 plus crore people, if you do not order that many vaccines, you are quite obviously, it doesn't take an Einstein for it, you're quite obviously going to see a shortage, right? Point blank. And that is something these people refuse to acknowledge. Throw the onus on whoever you want. Second fact is, you know, Tanvi, and I don't think anybody's touched upon this, I live and work in a rural area in Mysore. What happened to us when you started off vaccination is that you brought in this tech giant called COVID to a country where majority of your populace did not have access to that digital, like, you know, even that platform to register for a vaccine. You saw a lot of people gaming the system, a lot of people getting a slot, going to the vaccination center and being turned away because the number of people coming were obviously higher than the slots allocated. There was a faulty logistical system also in place where you saw 10x people coming to a center which had only probably 500 or 600 doses for the day. So these logistical problems also exist. It is not a system where only the states are at fault, because just the way when Prime Minister Modi says, oh, you got vaccinated, mera photo udhar like lagega, right? The same way his system also was faulty enough that enough people could not get vaccinated. There was a lot of confusion. And where I come from, I have 16 PHCs for 186 villages. My people have to walk a minimum of 4 to 5 kilometers because in a lockdown there are no vehicles. They go in the morning to either even get tested or get a vaccine, and they're turned away by 10:30, 11 in the morning because the 30 plus doses that they had to get are out. The ASHA workers have so much fallback or so much anger against them because of this. These logistical fallacies also, please blame the states for all you want, because the federalism argument exists for Prime Minister Modi to blame states, right? But at some point, look at the fact that the root cause of all this problem is your government's decision and policy making. Harshvardhan got, honestly, I don't envy him. Congratulations to him. He's out of that responsibility. But whoever's coming next is going to be the same scapegoat for a man's megalomaniacal plans. And I believe we're all suffering for that, Tanvi.
Charu?
Yeah, well, as much as I would like to say that I'm enjoying these monologues by my co-panelists, they have to look at everything from one more perspective. जिससे उम्मीद है शिकायत भी उन्हीं से होगी. शिकायत जाकर कोई चीफ मिनिस्टर से इसलिए नहीं कर रहा है because the concerned people, both these panelists support, are people who prove themselves to be incompetent every step of the way. And it is doubly funny when someone from Maharashtra says that this leadership is not good. Well, you have proved how your leadership is. However, this debate is not about leadership. This debate is not talking about personalities, because if I were to do that too, I would show you how much money Aam Aadmi Party yet continues to spend on advertisement. Even while they had the rights to buy vaccines, instead of buying those vaccines, they continue to put up hoarding after hoarding. Even in recent times, I live in Delhi, Aishwarya, and I can tell you all the hoardings in Delhi actually feature our chief minister. But the important thing is the government of India has done every possible effort to ensure maximum number of vaccines reach its citizens in the shortest period of time. When we call this the world's largest vaccination drive, it is also the world's fastest vaccination drive. And when you take into account our population, when you take into account that we are a developing nation, we have done extremely well. And I think this is a time for us to stand together. This is a time for us to understand that if we have X number of doses, how best can we protect our citizens? And of course, you want to talk about the CoWIN app, but tell me, how else are you supposed to deal with the situation which is unprecedented? This is not a normal vaccine which can be stored in a cupboard. This vaccine needs to be stored in a very technical manner. And to do that, you cannot actually put it in a car and take it door to door. I know many people are attempting to do that, and maybe in the times to come that will be possible. But as of now, it has to be handled with care. The transportation has to be done in a particular way. The checks and balances and all the quality checks on the vaccines need to be done in time. And when you take all of that into account, we are doing fine, madam. We are actually doing...
No, so we all stand together and we all want, more and more people to get vaccinated. We all want first the vulnerables to be fully protected. But we also want to look at the policy, discuss it threadbare to see how it can be improved. And so I want to now raise two specific issues. And let me also say good evening to Dr. Subramanian Swaminathan, Director for Infectious Diseases at Gleneagles Global Health City in Chennai, who is joining me right now. Dr. Swaminathan, there is one other aspect, which is what the centre seems to have flagged off to the states about the private hospitals. When the policy was changed to say the private hospitals will have, 1/4 of the allocation and the rest will be dealt with by centre and given to the states, there was quite a bit of a debate if we are giving too much to that private category. Now the centre seems to suggest that private hospitals are not picking up the doses that they have either paid for, or they have taken the doses but they are not giving those out in proper amount of time, or they are not even going ahead with what is being allocated or earmarked for them. Is there a need to relook at that policy? Where is the trouble really?
No hospital will want to have inventory sitting unused. It just doesn't make fiscal sense. So the question that needs to be asked is, why is the vaccine not moving? I think we need to look at methodologies to try and see how to make it mandatory. We need both soft pushes and hard pushes, stick and carrot. The carrot has been put out. Where is the stick? So people are going on holidays and vacations and whatnot. Why has it not been mandatory for people to have two doses of the COVID vaccine to become eligible for any hospital, out of station stay? Make it mandatory for travel. Make it mandatory for stay in a hotel. Make it mandatory for any form of travel. International travel, that's the norm. Why don't we extend it to domestic travel and for holidaying as well? If people have the energy and time to go holidaying, I'm sure they have the time and energy to get the shot of COVID vaccine as well. So I think there is a misplaced sense of urgency in the part of the public. And I think it's important for the government to remind them that investing in their safety is important. See, please understand, private hospitals are not uninterested in giving the vaccine. They are worried about taking on a fiscal outlay, which is not going to be recovered very quickly. As of right now, a lot of vaccination centers are going a little slow because the people are just not coming in.
So that's very interesting that you say that. Yes, Dr. Dalwai, because, one argument can be that, well, they don't, obviously nobody wants to sit on stockpiles if they can and if they have the capability to vaccinate those many people on a daily basis. But these doses are there which are not being used. On the other hand, we have vaccine centers where large number of people are queuing up, but only 200 doses are arriving and 10,000 people are there. So clearly there is some mismatch that needs to be fixed somehow. Dr. Dalwai.
The mismatch is basically not using intelligence where it is required. For example, Dr. Swaminathan just gave a brilliant suggestion that if you are going to make vaccination compulsory for international traveling, why don't you make it compulsory for domestic traveling so that people who want to go and party and holiday in resorts will at least do that before they go there. That's brilliant. Unfortunately, the center doesn't have room for intelligent people like him or well-informed, well-studied people like him. The only thing my respected friend talked about Maharashtra, and she highlighted 10 bad things about Maharashtra and saying that we should join hands. Yes, ma'am, we should join hands. Please look at Maharashtra as a state which wants to join hands with you, not somebody you want to topple overnight every day. The opposition leader here wakes up every morning dreaming that he's going to become the chief minister tomorrow morning by paying more attention to the CBI, ED than the health ministry. Now, the entire issue is about what is the most important thing in the country. What Dr. Swaminathan just said, issues like those from a considered intelligent academic person, or to talk about population control measures in Uttar Pradesh. If this is where your entire attention is focused, I was hoping that when they gave Amit Shah ji another ministry, they would give him health ministry because he's such an accomplished person and an accomplished minister.
But let's get to the specifics, Dr. Dalwai. And since you are a medical person yourself,
at least Harshvardhan ji was a doctor.
But let's get to the specifics. Let's get to the specifics. I request you to do that since you yourself are also a medical person. I'm asking this question. Is there a need to relook at how many vaccines are being given to the hospitals? At the end of the day, the center says even there, the states have to make the list. The states decide on the allocation even to the private hospitals who are interested in picking up those many vaccines. So why are the states not able to streamline this basis the demand in those specific places?
Simple issue, Tanvi. Just let the center give a clear-cut guideline or a clear-cut list or a message or whatever of how many vaccines will be delivered to each state on a week-by-week basis. Put this out in the public domain. Expose the states. Let me say it this way. Let the center put out that I am giving Maharashtra so many vaccines on this week, this week, this week. And then let them say that, look, we promised to deliver these vaccines and we have. Then the statement, it's as simple as that. The problem is there are no vaccines available because our government missed the bus, the central government. Now that is why there is this big crisis. Otherwise, what is the big issue?
Okay.
You have a definite number of population, you have a definite number of vaccines, two vaccines per person. What can be the issue?
It can't be because you made these specific. It can't be because you made these specific quotas. In one quota, Charu, like you also initially in your first comment pointed out, in one said there are way too many people queuing up and not enough vaccines yet. And in the second one, they have the vaccines, but people are not turning up in those many numbers, if that is actually the reason.
Tanvi, the central government is going to allot the vaccines to the states, obviously, and then it is the duty of the states to make sure these vaccines are utilized in the best possible manner. Why are they not creating a flow chart, centrally to determine how many people turn up at which vaccination center, which center needs more vaccines, which can do with lesser vaccines. These are all very valid and logical things.
No, but there is a fixed quota. No, there is a fixed quota. 25% is allocated for private hospitals. They can't go lower than that.
No, but even otherwise, even from the 75% which is going to the government hospitals, all centers are not getting equitable number of people turning up to get these vaccines. And I think the doctor on the panel is less of a doctor and more of a politician who's taking pot
Please
shots.
mind your language. Mind your language. It's not my fault you aren't educated enough to be a doctor. It's not my fault. you
Okay.
aren't a doctor.
No,
Please mind
1
your
minute,
language.
No. This is not allowed
Mind
at
your
all.
language.
This is not acceptable at all. Not by Dr.
Please mind your
Dalwai.
language.
Not by Dr. Dalwai. Not by Charu Pragya. Charu, I am not going to hear that about the experts that I get on this panel,
Absolutely.
and you
It's
know
not
that.
my fault you didn't become a doctor.
I am.
Maybe you didn't get the marks.
Can be in an alliance which we still call unholy, and yet they want to point fingers and say that people want to topple governments. Hello, wake up, please. Can you not focus at the issue at hand? The problem.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the issue at hand, and this kind of a conversation is not required. And I am going to now take this point back to Anjali Rai. Anjali Rai, if you don't have enough vaccines for every single day at the pace you want to, as a state government, why are we not exploring the option of pre-announcing what are the vaccination days? On those days, stock up your vaccines, give it to the 1,000 people who are turning up, and then plan it and spread the word accordingly. That's what Madhya Pradesh seems to be doing. When they have the vaccine, on certain days they vaccinate, on other days they don't.
Tell me, if the child is hungry and you have adequate food in your kitchen, are you going to tell the child that I will slow the pace?
But you
and
don't
will,
have
give
adequate
the
food in your kitchen. That's exactly the point.
No, but whatever we get, if we are having that, then we will try our best to administer those jobs immediately, as soon as possible, to the people who are ready to take vaccines. Why should we delay with that? Why should we put people's life in danger unnecessarily if we are having jabs in our stock?
So then, are you clear about this to the people in your state that the stock is over because this was our quota for the month, and now we are not going to get any more for the next 15 days?
Yes, of course. We have adequate infrastructure. People are ready, and we have adequate manpower. We have adequate vaccination centers, and we have adequate people ready to take vaccines. Then why should we delay unnecessarily?
Okay, Aishwarya Mahadev wants to come in. Yes.
You know, instead of a lot of the back and forth and the mudslinging that has happened, Tanvi, I think it's not rocket science. There's a very easy solution to this, even without implementation of mass scale technology, which is inaccessible for rural areas. This is the model I have noticed while working with the ASHA workers in my taluk, where every Thursday or Wednesday, they have rotavirus and also immunization for children that happens. They pick a section of the village and they obviously go round by round, wherein over the week they obviously not only manage the vaccines, they also ensure there's no overcrowding. So certain panchayats in where I come from have already implemented this. My party leadership also did talk to DCs of various districts about this, because just because it's the largest inoculation program doesn't mean it needs to be also the most crowded one. This doesn't require the most technologically advanced solution. There's very easy way to manage this. If there are limited vaccines, yes, lay blame where it has to be. But then to manage it, yes, of course, there's a temperature, there's this and that. Yes, all mass immunization and inoculation vaccines also require the same. The system has been used for decades. It's a system that can be used now. Mass panic is not required. And I think the states going forward, as you said, certain states have used it. Parts of my state have also used it. All our states have also looked at that. So it's a positive manner in which you can go about vaccination, because you cannot change the fact that there's a shortage. How you handle it is obviously important, while, by trying to keep the lives or least endangering people's lives in the process, Tanvi.
No, you're absolutely right. Exactly. So what you have said, what is happening in parts of Karnataka or Madhya Pradesh can also happen, Dr. Swaminathan, in other states as well. For example, even if you talk about Tamil Nadu, where you saw a lot of vaccine hesitancy perhaps, and an administration that was very busy with election planning, and so there was lesser focus in the initial days. That's changed now. More and more people are willing to take the vaccine. More and more people are turning up. But it's not going to be practical if the state government turns around and tells the center, we want 10 crore doses. They're not going to get 10 crore doses right now. How do the states then plan this better with what they have, which ensures that people are not inconvenienced? Every day, people don't have to travel 30 kilometers to find out if there's a dose left or not.
I think we have a complex problem and we are looking for very simplistic answers, and I'm worried that when you look for simplistic answers, you're not going to find one. What is happening in one part of the country is not necessarily reflective of what's happening in another part of the country. In Tamil Nadu, at least, there was one Sentinel event which really has hampered vaccination drive. And unfortunately or fortunately, the election was also something that contributed to it. Have we really addressed that issue is what my question is. What have we done in terms of reaching out to the community and making it something which is exciting and something that they want to participate in? And I'm not sure we have done enough in that area. So that's one part of it. The second part of it, we need to get sociological and behavioral science involved in this to find out what is it that's stopping people beyond just this. There must be other factors to it. We are simplistically assuming that because the vaccine is not available, they're not coming. May not necessarily be so. Even in places where the vaccine has been available, there has been hesitance. So we need to understand that there is something else going on. Unless we deep dive into this and fix the problem, we're just going to go round and round with this. So why don't we start looking at all this data, start questioning? I don't think it's that difficult at all. Unfortunately, people just want to gloss over it and quickly say, okay, I don't have the vaccine, so I couldn't give it. Or people didn't come, I didn't give it. What? But why? Why? My point is, I don't think COVID is something that anybody's forgotten as of right now. And I'm worried that the longer we delay this, memory is very short. And we know that when round one came of the vaccine, people were really slow in taking it because COVID was a long time away. And the longer we move from the second wave, the slower that impetus towards getting the vaccine is. And I'm worried that we are slipping into that kind of a rut without doing our homework. And I think, we could blame any number of people, but ultimately at the end of the day, we are all going to pay the price for it.
Yeah, no, yes, and like you said, memory is short. People have already begun to forget that. If you look at the kind of crowds we're seeing on weekends, where there is absolute refusal to even follow the basic COVID protocol, one wonders if there was a nightmarish kind of a second wave that we all went through just a couple of months ago. But so coming back to it, while everybody, Dr. Dalwai, is pinning their hopes on vaccination and more vaccination, and I just want to point out also to Charu that we are not really the fastest vaccination country in the world. First, of course, the fact that no point in comparing ourselves to countries whose population is very different from our country. So we need to be the fastest. But even there, China seems to be beating us at it with the kind of pace that they have shown in the last couple of months. They are moving at such fast pace. I hope we become the fastest, but we probably don't have the doses right now. Dr. Dalwai, so we come back to the core problem and what the states need to start doing. Right now, it looks like the states are only focusing on when the stock comes, how much they can immediately push out, and then say that there is a shortage, which is fine. If you want to use all of your vaccine doses as soon as they come in, that is all right. But is there also a problem in terms of distributing it, where we are putting vaccine stocks in places where people are not coming in large numbers and not putting it in places where there is larger demand?
Let me share this with you. We did have an incidence of vaccine hesitancy in the first phase of vaccination, obviously because it was a new vaccine. And like Dr. Swaminathan said, people's memory is short. The first wave had receded. However, let me tell you, there is absolutely no worry about vaccine hesitancy in large numbers today, because this is the time people are most motivated to take a vaccine, even if they had some misgivings about it. For the simple reason, there is a huge amount of lockdown fatigue. People want to get out. And that's why I again laud the suggestion of my friend, Dr. Swaminathan, about making it compulsory for various things. People will come out and take it. The issue is this, and that is where the debate unfortunately seems to hinge. Do we have enough doses today? No. Then do we have enough doses next week? No. Then do we have enough doses next month? We need to plan. Vaccines aren't just dug out of the soil. They have to be created, they have to be made, they have to be manufactured. And hence, what I'm saying again and again is we need to have a very comprehensive, studied and a cooperative way to plan what is our vaccine strategy. That is what is amiss right now. And this is exactly what we've been trying to say, that this starts at the center, at the top, understanding this basic scientific fact that we need X number of vaccines, which will not be available tomorrow. I agree with my friend from BJP that they won't be available tomorrow. Nobody is saying that. But if you have already made a commitment for December 31st, how many vaccines are we going to have in October? Is there a clarity on that? If there is a clarity, then it goes down to the states, it goes down to the talukas, as my other friend from the Congress said, and then it goes down to distributing it. Maharashtra can distribute 15 lakh doses a day. There is no doubt in that, but we have to get them. So there is no issue about a fight here. The issue is about having people with the right knowledge and listening to people at the right knowledge and planning it off very peacefully.
Okay, I just want to also highlight here and for viewers to know this, the vaccine availability that we keep talking. Even if we had to say about, the very small amount of orders that the center has placed so far, even that hasn't been fulfilled by the manufacturers yet. And there are so many mysteries surrounding this, which some of the answers we've only got via the center's affidavit to the Supreme Court, which enlightens us further. For example, the first round of order that went from the central government was 6.6 crore doses between Covishield and Covaxin. And that was given, and that has been given, and all of it obviously been used. The next round was 12 crore doses, which is as of June when this was updated, they had not even finished giving this supply. Then there is 16 crore more doses that were ordered, which is supposed to be supplied from May, but they had not even started supplying that particular batch. And then there is now order that has been placed for Sputnik, permissions given, applications made, not given, but nobody really knows what's going on with the Sputnik doses, because they don't really seem to be out there in the market as much as we would have wanted them to see. News has now emerged that Serum Institute is going to be manufacturing Sputnik doses. One wonders, if they have the manufacturing capacity, why were they not making more Covishield doses and giving it to us when we've had such a slow pace in the last 2-3 months? So many unanswered questions where there is really no credible answer coming in from the central government on what has happened, except that they're not getting more doses. That's the basic point. They're not getting in more doses, not for July. The estimate that the central government itself has is about 13 or 13.5 crore doses for the entire country. So if the pace is going to pick up, it will only be next month. It will not be this month at all. It will be pretty much like that of the month of June, maybe a little higher by a couple of crore doses. We now need to go back to the drawing board and see that after 3 weeks of the vaccine policy, where are we facing hurdles? I don't think it should be a problem if the states use up the doses the minute they arrive and they vaccinate as many people as they need to with those doses, rather than having to really space it out through the month. But then if they're going to say that there is a shortage, then we need to be realistic. You're only going to get a particular amount of vaccine doses, because that's all that the central government is currently getting from the manufacturers. It is unfortunate. We didn't plan it better earlier, but now there is no point in talking about it anymore. We need to see how we will step up from here on. If there is a quota for private hospitals that they are not using up at the speed that we would want them to, then the central government needs to relook at that policy, sit along with the state governments to see what is being sought, what is being given, and how much of that is actually being used in a timely manner. And if there are grave issues there, which seems to be the indication from the central government itself now, then that needs to be fixed right away. It can't be because you promised a handful of the large giant hospitals that you're going to allow them to make money out of this, that you let the vaccination pace slow down. Almost every big state, majority of the states in our country have seen a significant drop in the vaccination pace from the first week from June 21st to 27 to the week that's gone by, because the doses are not available. But it is the state's job still to figure out how to stop the crowding at these centers, whether it's in Bihar or it's in Mumbai. How to get the information to people on when to come, when doses will be available, and how to avoid that crowd. This is the responsibility of local administration and the state governments. Thank you so much for joining us.